So for today's video, I wanted to talk to you about New Year's resolutions, and I don't really want to call this like my New Year's resolutions. I'm trying to see this more as like 2019 goals. I think when you start calling it resolutions, it sort of implies that throughout 2019 you're going to be this completely different person by the end of the year. I actually wrote a blog post the other day. It's up on my blog right now, emmablackery.blogspot.com. I know, catchy URL. And I really urge you to read it. I made a massive post about New Year's resolutions and the importance of not seeing it as January 1st, you're a brand new person because you're setting yourself up for failure. I talk about the fact that goals need to be gradual and they need to be consistent. New Year should be seen as like the start of a journey to improving your life for the rest of your life. You know, it shouldn't just be a habit that you pick up for a few months and then drop, like going to the gym twice a week. As soon as you start adding like big numerical values to things, you're gonna end up disappointing yourself. The first week that you let yourself down, you're gonna think, well, that's that ruined now, and then go back to your old ways. So I really would urge you to read the blog. I'm stumbling over my words today. I don't know if I've really talked about my blog enough or not, but I'm really proud of the post, so that will be linked down below. In that post, I also talk about a few of my New Year's resolutions really briefly. I need to stop calling it that. My 2019 goals. I talk about some of them sort of, I sort of gloss over them a little bit, and basically I chose these goals based on what I think I don't want to say failed at, but things that I let myself down with this year, like not reading enough, not eating healthy enough. I chose to see it as looking back at this year and thinking, what did I do badly or not as good as I could have done that I can now really work on in 2019. Even though I know it's so easy to be inspired by influencers and bloggers and vloggers who make these videos, I would urge you to not just adapt my goals as your own. Make sure that your goals, your resolutions, whatever you want to call them, are individual and personal to you. There will be certain aspects of your life that you want to improve on that I think I'm fine at, and vice versa. So for the next couple of weeks, I would really urge you to think about what you would genuinely like to improve on for the rest of your life. See it as like a long-term journey and not just like, I have to have all this done by December 31st, 2019. The second that you start setting a deadline like that, the more pressure you're going to put on yourself, which can be a good thing, but the second that you let yourself down, it's all going to go out the window. If there are times where you feel like you're slipping up on your goals, don't let this discourage you. Don't just think, well, 2020 is only around the corner. It's so much better to just pick up and say, you know what, I'm going to allow myself to make that mistake and I'm going to get straight back on track. So without further ado, let's get into my resolutions. Goals. So my first goal of 2019 is to read more books. I know that a lot of people say that. It's like the most basic bitch goal you could possibly have. Oh, exercise more, eat less, read more books, blah, blah, blah. But honestly, I didn't finish reading one book this year at all. I got really far into a book by an author called Bandy. It's a book of fiction written by someone still living in North Korea, but I found the last story to be like not very good in my opinion, so I just didn't actually finish the book. And I also read like the first fifth or so, maybe less, of Lily Allen's autobiography. I started reading it on the plane to Oslo for my Europe tour, and I was going to continue reading it like whilst on tour on the bus, and it just never happened. And it's been so long since I picked it up that now I feel like I'm going to have to like go back quite a bit. So didn't actually finish a book this year. I'm not going to say like, oh, I'm going to read 50 books or 100 books or anything like that. I'm not going to put a numerical value on it. I just want to read more books. And since setting this goal for myself, I've already downloaded 6 new audiobooks, and I'm like a third of the way through the first one. In case you wanted to know, it's called The Happiness Project. I think I'm going to put a section on my blog listing all the books that I've read and the books that I want to read, just as sort of encouragement for myself, but also because I know that it's so fun to see what other people are doing. I would recommend, well, I don't know if I'd recommend, to be honest. I know a lot of people love the website Goodreads. I used to use it all the time. It's good if you want to set yourself a numerical challenge, like 50 books or 100 books or 200 books. It lets you keep track and it catalogs the books you've read. But I found that I was relying really heavily on it, and I don't think putting that pressure on myself and forcing myself to read if I didn't want to was a good thing. My second goal next year is to increase video production. Again, I don't want to put a numerical value on it. I would ideally like to upload once a week next year. I don't think I've ever managed it in the nearly 7 years of me using this channel. I don't think I've ever managed to upload once a week for a whole year. So it would be really, really nice, but obviously circumstances change. I might go on tour, personal family issues might happen. You just don't know. So I'm not gonna say once a week, but I want to definitely upload more than I did this year. I feel like I barely uploaded at all this year. And obviously that's not good if I rely on this for my job, for my income, and not only monetary value, but the fact that I built a community of people who want to know what I'm up to and they care about me. It's not right, I think, to just not upload too much. But to be honest, this year I haven't really been in a good mental space to upload a lot. I've tried to force myself into different pigeonholes and like, I'm gonna upload this now, I'm gonna do this, but I haven't been at my best this year, and I'm hoping because my mental state is improving now towards the end of the year that things will be better going into 2019. The next goal is to work up towards creating a podcast. I know that everyone and their uncle has a podcast now. I don't know what I would necessarily want to do on the podcast. I don't know if it would be better just to focus on making videos, but I love podcasts. I love just hearing about people's lives, and I love advice podcasts. So it's something that I'm going to look into. I'm not going to say that I'm going to actually do it, but it is something that I'm going to seriously research, look into, and think, and like see if it's for me or not. Number 4, another generic basic bitch goal / resolution is improve my diet. This is going to come in many forms. Number 1, learn to cook more meals. I have relied so heavily on ready meals throughout my entire life. If it doesn't go in a microwave, I don't eat it. And recently, I have been learning to cook a bit more. I've learned how to make an amazingly good curry. I've recently developed a massive love for spicy food, so that works out for me quite well. I just want to learn to cook more things from scratch. It is more time consuming, but it is cheaper overall. You can make things in bulk and freeze them, and also what's gone into the meal. Obviously with ready meals, you're gonna have a lot of preservatives. There's gonna be a ton of sugar, a ton of salt. Not only that, but I want to make sure that I don't ever go shopping on an empty stomach. That is where I tend to go nuts and buy Doritos and just loads and loads of snacks. If you go shopping while you're hungry, you're gonna buy loads more things. I'm also gonna look into online grocery shopping, because then you're not tempted to just like go down another aisle and be, oh, that looks good. Oh, that's 2 for £4. I'm gonna get that. If you don't need it, don't buy it. So that's something that I really, really want to do. I'm not actually gonna set any sort of exercise goal for next year because I know myself. I know I won't stick to it. I'm just gonna, exercise as and when. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Simple as that. I have never ever got endorphins from exercise, and I am so jealous of the people who do. I just can't, get up at 6 a.m. and go for a run. That's not me. And I think it would be venturing too far from who I really am as a person if I really try to morph myself into that. Some people love to jog, some people love to lift weights. I do not. So goal number 5, another one that everyone puts on their list, wake up earlier. I'm definitely not going to be really strict about this. I'm not going to set an alarm at 5 a.m. every single morning. But the fact is, on the mornings that I have woken up really early this year and got straight to work, the difference in your day and like how much you can get done by 12 p.m. is mind-blowing. As someone that used to get up regularly at like 11:30 a.m. and then sit in bed for an hour on social media and then maybe have some lunch and then maybe have a shower, it's like 3 p.m. before I start doing anything. And even though that was like a couple of years ago, I still distinctly remember not being able to get anything done and working through the night because I wasn't tired until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Now I find my body sort of naturally wakes up around 9:30, which isn't too bad, but I would like to start setting it at around 8 o'clock. I think that's realistic. I think it gives me a few more hours of getting work done, and I also want to work on getting out of bed straight away after an alarm goes off, just get up without thinking about it. There's an amazing video by Michelle B. She talks about the technique she uses to get up at 5 a.m. every day. Again, not something I'm going to be doing, but she mentions this point of the importance of, as soon as that alarm goes off, just swing your feet out of bed and stand up. Don't think about it, don't grumble about it, don't go, oh, I don't want to get up, oh, I just want to have sleep. Just don't think, just get up. And that's something that I really, really want to try next year. For goal number 6, I have minimize makeup and wardrobe. As you can see behind me, I have a capsule wardrobe. This is definitely more winter based, but I love this style so much. I can totally see me like using this throughout the year. Having a capsule wardrobe is really beneficial because once you have just one clothes rail where you can mix and match all of these items and everything looks good together, you're just so less tempted to go shopping and think, oh, that's a nice bright red jumper, you know. I'm not gonna be like, again, I'm not gonna be super duper strict on the clothing because once I spot something, if I think it fits in here, then I'm gonna get it. This isn't really a capsule wardrobe if that's what I'm doing. It's just a rail of things I like. But the amount of money I've spent on clothes and makeup in the last couple of years is absolutely absurd. And whenever like I either throw old clothes away or give them to a charity, like I'll see these great big like sacks of clothes and I think there's so much money in here. This is ridiculous. Like there are things that like I wore once or things I didn't wear at all, you know, and I really want to be more conscious of that. Obviously, as someone that shops in like Topshop and New Look and Zara and Primark and everything like that, I'm not like a massive ambassador or role model for like ethical shopping. I do indulge in fast fashion, but I think any sort of difference that I can make is good. I think any sort of reduction in the amount that I buy will have a more positive effect than if I continue the way that I'm, you know, that I have this year at least. So yeah, this capsule wardrobe that I've built, which I am going to make a video on at some point, it already has been so beneficial because now when I go shopping, I will always look at things in the context of, will this fit with my capsule wardrobe? Is this a statement piece or is this an essential wardrobe staple? If it's essential, why don't I have something like this already? Do I already have something that's really, really similar to this? Do I need this? And that's just subconsciously now I'm thinking about that, and it's been such an improvement already, and I'm hoping to just continue that progress next year. And my last goal, which is definitely more of a personal one, is to finally stop biting my nails. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't hold out a lot of hope for this because I have always been a biter. I dread to think the amount of keratin in my stomach. It's honestly revolting. I'm such an anxious person, particularly when I'm traveling, if I'm in the car, if I'm on the train. If I can't keep my hands busy, I will just be chewing all the time. It's really bad. I do have one of those like little fidget cubes. I might go back to using one of those, but I can grow my nails out for like 2.5 weeks, and then one will snap, and then it'll all just go. So I would like 2019 to perhaps be the year that I finally kick that habit for good. I'm going to work really hard at it. Again, I am going to cut myself some slack because it's a 27-year-long habit, or as soon as my teeth came in, you know, I've been biting my nails since then. So I am going to cut myself some slack, but I'm not going to completely give up on it. I've already started like sticking on nails just to try and, you know, keep my fingers out of my mouth. One broke off this morning, but apart from that, like, you know, I think this is good. I wear a lot of acrylic nails as well. I get them done every so often. But the only problem with that is it stops me playing guitar. If they're too long, I can't fret any chords. So it is a real struggle between, do I want to kick this habit or do I want to continue making music? And obviously, I'd quite like to do both. So what I really need to do is just learn to keep my natural nails trimmed without biting them. So I think that is about it. I know that next year I'm going to be focusing a lot more on just lifestyle videos, relaxed stuff. I'm phasing out comedy, I think, unless it's like just a naturally fun video to film, like a Sims challenge or something like that. I do want to focus on writing more music, but that's not, again, a massive goal. I just want to be more authentic on my channel. I want to be more down to earth. I want to help more people. I feel like my channel just hasn't been as personal as it could have been the last couple of years. So I think it's gonna be good next year. I'm really excited to make more content and make that content more personal for you guys. And I hope it's gonna be a good year. If we could stop the hemorrhaging of subscribers, then that would be cool. But I mean, I guess because I transition between content all of the time. It does throw people off, and I do get that. But what matters right now is that I make videos that I really, really want to make. And I think if it shows that I enjoy them, then people watching it will enjoy them too. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments below, what are your 2019 goals? Please let me know. I want to have a discussion with you guys in the comments. Let's have a chat about it. Again, I would put the emphasis on not worrying about deadlines. Don't see it as like, I have to do this by the end of the year if you can help it. Try not to set numerical values like I want to lose 2 stone or I want to read 50 books, because that puts an intense amount of pressure on you. And remember that things change throughout the year. Halfway through the year, you might decide that's not the goal for you, or a certain event might happen that has meant that you've been thrown off course, and the pressure you put on yourself will make you think, well, that's that, I've ruined it. Don't be quick to give up on yourself. Cut yourself some slack. Allow yourself to fail. Failure is completely fine. It's a natural part of life. That's how we learn and how we grow. And make sure that your goals are realistic to you. Don't forget to check out the accompanying blog post. It is down below. I really, really hope you guys enjoy my blog. I'm going to be using it so much more next year. I'm also going to be focusing a lot more on my Instagram. If you don't already follow me on Instagram, I am going to be uploading a lot more on there next year. I'm going to work really hard to create a more sort of thematic style that focuses more on my life and what I'm wearing, etc. So if you don't already follow me, then please go and follow me. The link will be down in the description below. It's just Instagram, .com/Emma Blackery. Please go follow me. And apart from that, that's it. So until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I shall catch you later.